All right, we are at the 2019, this will be the California RV Show. To week 7/8.
I'm Lynn.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are Create Capture Life. See, we did it.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Okay, so first, real quick, we missed last week for a lot of reasons.
I'm a big part of that.
First, 2 weeks ago, this weekend, we went to the RV show. So that's what this video is mainly about, is what we saw at the RV show, what we thought, that kind of thing. So we missed that. But the funny thing is, when we were at the RV show, my ear was bothering me, and I thought I had gotten bit by a mosquito on my ear, and I'll probably insert a photo. But it was bothering me at the RV show. By Monday, the whole side of my neck, all my lymph nodes, everything on this side were swollen. I had to go to urgent care. Turned out I had a crazy infection from probably a spider bite on my ear. Not sure how that happened. I had been working in the garden, but I had also worked at Disney, so I'm not sure what happened there. But
It's one of those crazy radioactive Disney spiders.
yeah, I can only hope. So I was recovering from that. And then I was working on, if you watch Dancing with the Stars, on Monday we did, Monday night that just passed, they did Disney night, and part of that was filmed within Disneyland. And that's what I was working on that week. So that was crazy for me. But then
I, turns out, have never had the flu as an adult. And boy, was that rough. What I had thought maybe in previous, instances was the flu was just a really bad cold. I caught the full-blown flu. So last Thursday, and we normally film these on Thursday, Lynn edits all night on Thursday night, and then we get these out on Friday. Thursday started to not feel so well. And with everything else that was going on, we decided not to do the film because she was working and stuff. We decided not to film. Well, by the time I got home on Friday and we thought, okay, we'll put it out late on Friday, I was out. I was done. It hurt to walk. It hurt to breathe. It hurt to blink. So Saturday, I dragged my rear end out of bed, made an appointment at the urgent care, and went in. And sure enough, they said, "Yep, you got the flu." But
the actual flu, they gave him Tamiflu and everything.
Yeah. But by the modern miracle of medicine and Tamiflu, I felt better. Except that, because, I can't just do anything halfway. In addition to the flu, I also found myself now starting another round of medication for a sinus infection.
Which is why he's talking really loud, because he can't hear himself.
Sorry, my ears are all plugged up. So, but the flu symptoms are gone. But yeah, now it's just misery right here.
So we decided to film this tonight. It is Thursday night, and so I'm gonna have to edit this tonight, just so we wouldn't miss another week. So my hair is still wet. Actually, I just took a shower, and my hair's still wet. It's just we're just wanting to get it out. So that's our catch up. We did donate a few more boxes of things before everything else happened in between videos. We did donate 4 more boxes to our Precious Life shelter that's close to us.
Yep.
And then we had a terrible time trying to get rid of books. We had an entire box of books that were everything from just novels to school books to whatever. The shelter wouldn't take them.
Yep.
The library was not accepting any more donations.
Yep.
Which is the 2 places we go first with books.
Yep.
And so begrudgingly, we had to drop them off at Goodwill, which we don't normally do, but we had to. So
we just wanted to get rid of them, and trying to sell them or something like that wasn't really worth it. We really just wanted to donate them, and like we said, we have our preferred places. None of them were, anticipating or accepting.
They didn't want books. They said they had too many books.
So there you go.
We ended up giving them to Goodwill. So
yep.
And we are in our kitchen tonight because our garage really hasn't changed since the last video. So next week we will probably film in front of our garage. We won't be getting anything done this weekend on the house because we are having a Halloween party on Saturday night here at our house. So we're getting ready for that. There's a few kitchen things. You can't really see them behind us, but there's a few decorations here in the kitchen. There's decorations on the patio. All kinds of things everywhere, and our HOA decided to paint without much notice, let's just say.
Yeah.
They said painting would start this month. I woke up yesterday to painters tearing apart all of my Halloween decorations on my patio and starting to tape off our patio for painting. When I asked them when they were going to paint, they said they wouldn't even get to the painting next week. They were just going to leave it all taped off.
No, that's not going to work.
No. So I told them, I'm sorry, we're having a party here on Saturday. That's not going to work for us. So they decided to leave our patio and the front of our house untaped. Our neighbors are living, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah. So we got the notice on Monday saying that they were going to start painting this month.
No, that they were going to pressure wash.
No.
Oh,
They
okay.
pressure washed.
Yeah.
We got last Friday, we got a notice that they were going to pressure wash on Monday. While they were pressure washing on Monday, somebody walked around and dropped notices in the mailboxes that they're going to be painting this month.
Literally just this month.
This month. Doesn't say anything, just this month. Tuesday, they were already out here starting to scrape and tape things off. So this month is, yes, this month is the next day.
Right,
but there was
apparently.
no notice. It was literally the next day. And if you walk through our neighborhood right now, there's 5, 6, 7, 8 houses like in this stretch. We're the only house that the doors and windows and everything, not the doors, but the windows and everything else is plastic covered and taped off, like sealed.
Yeah, so you can't, like our neighbors, the ones that are not even getting painted this week,
Yeah.
the way they said, they're going to live through this weekend and sometime into the next week or so
Without the ability to open their windows.
or even look out their windows.
Yeah.
That doesn't work for me.
That's not okay.
So, and they also, today I found out when I went out front to see, because they were sanding, they also broke a bunch of my Halloween decorations that were in the front. They stepped on them. They broke them. Jonathan already wrote a letter to HOA. Any of you guys that have HOAs, you know they suck. Ours really does. He wrote them a big letter yesterday because I woke up to a guy. We have a 2-story townhouse, and our front door has a patio,
Like a little
porch cover,
like a porch cover,
like
on
a little roof.
But a roof, an actual roof. It's like tiled roof, everything.
Yeah, like a little roof over our front door area, our porch area. And I usually sleep in until about 2 o'clock because I'm usually up till 4 or 5 in the morning. And I woke up to a guy looking at me through the window on the second floor because my dogs woke me up barking because the guy was looking in the window. So yeah, no notice, nothing. So we're a little upset about that.
Yeah. That won't happen when we have an RV.
Yeah, we're just looking forward to not having to deal with the HOA again.
Yeah,
Like, let me just tell you. And Jonathan did, I think I started to say that he wrote the HOA a letter telling them all of these things. They haven't responded.
Yeah.
They probably won't respond.
Yeah,
so.
they won't. So.
Anyway, so that's kind of what we've been doing the last couple of weeks. And then, so the minimalism will continue after this weekend, after this Halloween party that we have here this weekend, which should be fun. So I'm excited. Okay, so I have some housekeeping issues from the last video. One is, and I can't read my notes. Like I feel, if you guys watch Dan and Jen Nevada, I think I'm Dan and he's Jen. So we always say that. But I'm gonna look at my notes here. We've had a couple of people tell us that they lost photos with Snapfish and Costco, saving them to like their clouds. Like in our video, if you haven't seen it, I'll link it, about preserving family photos. We did get some comments from some people, and Snapfish and Costco were the ones that were mentioned where people have lost family photos in their cloud system somewhere. So be careful when you're using retailer's cloud as your only option of saving pictures. So just, be careful of that. An police officer friend of mine commented, didn't think about this, but it's really a good point. Do not throw away photos of children.
Oh, yeah.
Cut them up, shred them, whatever you want to do, but do not, his advice was do not ever, even the school pictures, do not ever just throw photos of any kids in the trash. So there was a lot of reasons why, but you can just imagine. So if you do have pictures, doubles, triples, like I do of school pictures, shred them, cut them up, he said, just don't throw them away. like just the whole picture. You never know where they're going to end up. So that's kind of
Yeah.
a scary thought. Also, storage of scrapbooks. Somebody was asking me how I store our scrapbooks. It's the same. I didn't bring the tub, but I'll send the individual photo. It's just a big plastic container that I got at Michael's. It's specifically made to store scrapbooks.
Yep.
And you can just get them at Michael's, Joann, different Hobby Lobby, I'm sure has stuff like that. And then they stand up, your scrapbooks stand up in there so that they're not squished. Because if you stack scrapbooks, which any of you that scrapbook know, you're not supposed to stack them because it presses the pages together. And this way you don't have to do that, and they're water protected. I also keep, when you buy purses or boxes come in the mail and they have those little packs that are called, what are they called?
Desiccant.
Desiccants. They keep things from moisture. I keep those and then I throw them in the boxes with my scrapbooks or in the box with the photos that I have. That way, if they're in storage or whatever, or if it gets really humid or anything like that, it kind of just helps.
Yep.
So if you guys have any other questions on preserving your family photos and things like that, feel free to comment below. I hope I answered everybody's questions. If I missed yours, please remind me. It's been a crazy 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to play catch up right now. So now so that would be week 7. So now this would be week 8, right?
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
So this would technically be week 8. So that was week 7. This is technically week 8 because we're cheating and doing 2 weeks at once. So we were at the RV show. What's it called?
It was the Southern California RV whatever.
I don't know.
It used to be in Pomona at the Fairplex a couple years ago, but now it's at the Auto Club Speedway and still in Fontana, Pomona, whatever it is. I guess it's not Pomona, it's Fontana.
I don't know what it was.
But yeah, Auto Club Speedway, which, by the way, Auto Club Speedway, really, really cool area. We did not get to actually go onto the track, but you could hear the cars.
I know, I wanted to go watch the cars so bad.
So bad, we could hear them. But
They were practicing, I
They had
wanted
like
to
big
watch.
barricades, big
Yeah, you couldn't look.
chain link barricades, so that people wouldn't go over there. But yeah, you could hear them practicing and stuff like that. That was so cool.
Yeah, I really wanted to go watch the cars.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're each going to do it individually. The top 3 things that surprised us the most about the RV show.
Yep.
So number 1 for me was I was surprised that there weren't as many people or RVs as I thought there would be. It was not as crowded, especially because we went on a Sunday. It wasn't as crowded as I thought it would be, and there weren't as many RVs. I don't know what I was picturing, but I just pictured it being a lot bigger thing than it was. So that surprised me. The second thing that really surprised me was the lack of the friendliness and the knowledge of the people there representing these brands. We were asking questions with some people. At first, they were rude. They didn't want to answer the question. One RV we wanted to look at, we went to get in it, and the guy kicked us out and said, "I'm talking to these people right now," and then we couldn't go in it. They had to call, and that turned into a big thing, not because of us, but because of another person that saw it. And I was just really surprised. Like, these guys are representing these brands and these dealers, and they are trying to sell RVs, I assume.
Yeah.
And I was really surprised that they weren't friendlier.
She might not do it, but I'll call it out. We were at a Thor, and we wanted to go see the new Thor bunkhouse. And literally, we walked the door. The door was closed, but the door was closed on a couple of them. So when I opened the door, the guy looked at me and said, "Excuse me, we're making a deal in here." And I went, "Oh, okay." So I closed the door, and as I walked away, I made some comment like that was rude.
Yeah, he was very rude about it. It wasn't even "excuse me," like,
Yeah.
"sorry, we'll be done in a minute," like.
And then some other guy was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, was there a problem?" And I said, "Well, yeah, some guy in there, I wanted to see the bunkhouse, the new bunkhouse model you guys have." And he said, "Oh, well, you can go in." And I said, "Well, no, some guy just kicked me out, said he's making a deal."
Yeah, we weren't allowed in.
And he was like, "Oh, that's not a thing." So he called his general manager over. His general manager had to go in and basically tell the guy, "That's not the way this works." And then the general manager showed us the coach. So.
But yeah, I was really surprised. I mean, I just think these guys want to sell RVs, I assume. But I was really surprised at the lack of knowledge that many of them had about the RVs they were representing.
Yeah.
And then the ones they just weren't friendly, which
Yeah.
is just really surprising. And then the third thing that really surprised me is that Tiffin, or a subset of Tiffin, makes fifth wheels. I had no idea. So we'll talk about that again in a minute. But yeah, so Tiffin, because we like Tiffin so far, and Tiffin has fifth wheels.
Yeah.
So that was interesting because I didn't know. And the interior is very East Coast modern, so I really liked the interior of the fifth wheels.
Cool.
So what are your top three things that surprised you?
So the top three things that surprised me are, I guess the first thing would be, I really thought that there was a lot to see, but I thought there would be more to see. Like, I thought they would have different models of the same, or different, these are all of the options we have in this line. But they really, on some of the manufacturers, only really brought just a couple things. We wanted to see some Super Cs. And
we did see a couple.
We saw a couple, but there wasn't really a good representation of a lot of the Super Cs. So I was a little bummed out about that. The second thing I was really disappointed in was, I guess people call it the big tent.
Yeah.
Where you go see stuff that's
stuff
not
for your
necessarily RVs, but the different stuff for your RVs. And it was three little small rows, not very impressive,
and about 90% of the things didn't have anything to do with RVing.
Yeah.
Most of it was timeshares and just random jewelry cleaning, things like that had nothing to do.
It was all the same stuff that you see at every fair. So it was Cutco guy, it was the jewelry cleaning guy, it was the guy that, hey, let me shine your Adidas.
Yeah.
Dude, I got these for $20 at Costco. I don't need you to shine them up.
Which was surprising because it's an RV show.
So it's why are you here? I wanted to see Battleborn. I didn't, you know what, we were so disgusted, we didn't even really spend that much time in there because of how much.
I didn't see them.
I didn't see Battleborn in there. I wanted to see Sumo Springs. I wanted people like that,
RV things,
and I didn't really see any of those people there. We did see Thousand Trails. We picked up some information on them, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah, they're celebrating 50 years apparently.
So, and then the last thing that I was really disappointed in was the day that we went was pretty warm.
Oh God, it was 95 degrees.
There wasn't really much effort taken to providing comfort for people that were there. So while we were having lunch, and we had a late lunch, it was 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were having lunch. We unfortunately
from the bacon food truck.
Oh, that was a huge highlight. We had to go find somewhere to sit and relax in some vendors.
In the pet area.
Yeah.
It was the only grassy area, and they called it the pet area. And there were also Happy Campers there. It's a brand. And they were allowing people to sit in the shade in the grass in their area, which I thought was very nice of them.
Yeah.
So
those were the three things that kind of disappointed us.
Okay. So now our top three RVs that we saw while we were there. My number one was the Tiffin has a brand new bunkhouse, 2020. They've never had a bunkhouse in a diesel.
In an Allegro red diesel.
And they had a bunkhouse, and that was my favorite.
Yeah.
Had everything that I ever thought I would want in an RV. The floor plan was perfect for us. Washer, dryer, little dishwasher, huge kitchen area, residential fridge, all those things. That was definitely my favorite.
Hang on a sec.
What?
Did you want to start with your favorite and then work your way down, or did you want to start with?
I want to start with my favorite.
Okay.
So that was my favorite. The second thing, I did like the Super Cs, but I've always liked the interiors of the Super Cs because I like the bed for Ryan above the cab. I've always liked that. But that bunkhouse. And then third, I wrote it down. What was it? Oh, the fifth wheels that everyone always talks about, the Grand Design fifth wheels. I really like their floor plans. I mean, they do really, you guys are right. They do really feel like you're in a little apartment. Yeah. I mean, the way that the living room is separate and there's a kitchen island and there's all this separate space. Really liked that. So that would be my third.
So she started with the best. I'm going to start with number 3. My third favorite was also her third favorite, but I'm more specific. She liked the fifth wheels in general and kind of the Grand Designs. Me personally, my third, if I had a pick, would be the Van Lee fifth wheels. That is the Tiffin company. They are the and someone can correct me, but they are the son and grandson or something like that of Bob Tiffin himself. It's Van and Lee Tiffin. So they have Van Lee Tiffin design, or Van Lee Designs, and they have fifth wheels. They are amazing. Mind you, they're also very, very pricey, but if you are a fan of Tiffin and you want a fifth wheel, that you are towing a Tiffin behind you. They're really, really cool.
And there's a lot. They have a lot of them there. There's a lot of different
Yeah.
styles and stuff. This one's the Pine Crest.
Yep.
So,
So those were pretty cool. My second favorite, I will say, is another towable. I kind of dug the artsy, kind of nostalgic feeling of the Airstreams. There was some pretty cool Airstreams, and though they're absolutely not functional for us whatsoever, between the storage space and some of the other,
but they're cute.
but they're amazing. I did not actually anticipate them having as much space as they did. So
A little short for us. I'm 5'11".
Yeah, that's why.
He's a little taller than me. I felt a little tall in an
Yeah.
Airstream, but the silver and just, the curves and everything
Yeah.
are really cool.
Yeah, and like those would be, that is, park an Airstream anywhere and take pictures of it. Man, those are
Right.
Instagrammable like crazy. But my top favorite is also her top favorite, which is the Tiffin Allegro Red 38 KA.
Is that what it is? I
Yep,
don't even
38 KA. I've looked it up a lot.
Anyways, I guess that's it for week 8. Hopefully we don't skip week 9 and no one else gets sick or gets the flu. I'm knocking on my dining room table right now because I don't want the flu and I don't want Ryan to get the flu, and yeah, it's enough already.
Yep, we're over it.
Yeah, we've had so many antibiotics in this house in the last
Yeah.
2 weeks. It's ridiculous. So anyways, thanks for joining us. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Please leave your comments below. Like this video, it helps us a lot if you give it a thumbs up. And we appreciate you following us on our journey. And I guess that's it.
That's it.
We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.